Good morning, this is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing, looking at quiet conditions around the area this morning. On the chilly side, we'll see a fairly seasonable and quiet weather day ahead, although we'll start to see a breeze picking up out of the south-southwest. We'll see that continue over the coming days before we have a cold front push through the area for the early morning hours of Thursday. It's going to bring some precip chances, maybe even some light snow chances for the early morning hours. If we take a look at the current surface analysis, we have high pressure centered to our south. We're going to see that position itself off to our east, and that's going to help build in some of that southwesterly flow that we'll see picking up as we move through the day today. But as you can see, dry conditions around much of the eastern part of the country, and we'll see that prevail until we get into our Thursday. Current conditions this morning, seeing just some scattered high clouds around 25,000 feet. Winds are fairly calm or light out of the southwest at times, but temperature still below freezing at 31 degrees. Relative humidity is at 81%. Take a look at the current visible satellite. We can see just a streak of high clouds moving across the area. That's all we're really seeing regionally at this time, and we'll see mostly sunny skies through much of the day, and some high clouds a bit later at times as we move through the overnight, and we'll see clouds on the increase as we move through tomorrow and into the following days. If we look at the high resolution model, see how things are expected to play out. As mentioned, we'll see dry conditions, mostly sunny skies, just a few clouds around as we move through the afternoon, and we'll see high clouds on the increase again as we go into the evening, but things looking dry. We will see that breeze picking up as mentioned. Should stay just below that wind advisory criteria today, so not expecting a wind advisory. See those peak gusts up around 20 knots. And we'll keep a breeze as we go through the overnight hours as well. So it's going to keep those temperatures from bottoming out. We're going to see a milder overnight low this evening. And as we move into the day tomorrow, we'll start off partly cloudy, increasing clouds through the day. We'll see some showers off the coast. Should keep things dry here locally. Very slight chance of maybe seeing a light sprinkle, but not expecting any significant impacts. We'll be on the slightly breezy side. The main next weather maker that will be pushing through the area will be during the overnight into the early morning hours of Thursday as a strong cold front approaches the area. And we'll see here it's going to bring some shower activities with that as it pushes through. In addition, we will see some much colder air moving in on the backside of that. And as you can see, the model's indicating that some of that cold air will catch up with some of that moisture potentially with this light rain starting off, and then seeing some light snow mixing in and transitioning on the backside of that. However, not expecting any significant accumulation with this boundary pushing through, as those precipitation totals look fairly minimal as this pushes through. But what we will see on the backside of this will be a quick ramp up of those winds out of the northwest, when we'll likely see wind advisories issued as we move through the day on Thursday, and that's going to bring in some much colder air as well, where we'll see those temperatures not getting out of the 30s as we move through the day on Thursday, with that wind keeping things even chillier, feeling like in the low 20s and upper teens as we move through the day on Thursday. But we'll see the skies starting to clear and things drying out with some much colder temperatures moving in. So if we look at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, looking at green conditions through the next 24 hours, we'll see our high temperature up around 50 degrees this afternoon with some mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies at times. Again, just a few clouds around the area. We'll see a slight breeze starting to pick up out of the south-southwest, peaking around 7 to 12 knots, gusting to 20 knots during the afternoon. We'll see a slightly breezier as we move into the evening. Sustained 9 to 14 knots with the peak gusts continuing around 20 to 21 knots. We'll see that carry on through the evening as some high clouds build in the area. And then, again, as mentioned, not going to see as low of a temperature this evening, expecting that low around 38 degrees, and continue to see a southwesterly breeze as we start our day on Wednesday. As mentioned, just going to see some high clouds around the area, a period of some broken high clouds as we move into the later part of the evening, and then some clearing as we go into the early morning hours of Wednesday. Tides continue to run slightly below normal today, and as we look ahead, Wednesday we'll see partly to mostly cloudy skies, slightly breezy. We'll be just below that wind advisory criteria, so keeping green conditions here for our Wednesday. Very slight chance we'll see a wind advisory later in the afternoon, but generally expecting that to stay below that 25 knot threshold. We'll see a slightly milder day with a high around 54 degrees. And then Wednesday night's when we'll see that boundary pushing into the area with cloudy to overcast conditions in the area, and we'll see that rain likely starting just after midnight, and we'll see those winds on the increase as well. So we do introduce that orange risk for precip, orange conditions for those wind advisory criteria, and yellow conditions for reduced ceilings and visibilities. We'll see with that light rain and that potential light snow mixing in on the back side of the front as that colder air moves through the area. But as you can see, no snow accumulation expected, and we'll see that low temperature bottoming out around 29 degrees, and we'll struggle to see any recovery on that temperature as we go into Thursday, as those winds will be cranking up. Looking at red conditions for wind advisory criteria on Thursday. We'll see a slight rebound with those temperatures struggling to get up into the mid 30s, expecting our high of 36 for our Thursday. And again, those cold temperatures with the wind blowing, we'll see those wind chill values up in the upper teens to low 20s as we move through our Thursday. So quite a chilly day on Thursday. But that precip should be out of the area by the time we get into the start of the working hours during the day on Thursday. That's going to wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. Take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.